What's up, good people? How we doing? On this Tuesday morning? We are back at it like a crack. I won't say the rest of it, but you can fill in the blanks. Let's put on some music and we're just gonna get ready. We're just gonna jump right into it. Y'all know what I'm gonna put on. This is my oldest son's tracks, some of his tracks, not all of them. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're on. Let's drop that beat, drop that bass, y'all. Let's get back to the story at hand. All y'all old heads know what I mean by that. That's a quote from Snoop Dogg. Let's get back to the story at hand. Okay. I see I am frozen up on the screen here, so let me pause this. Let me pause it. Alright, so that seems to fix it. When I pause the screen, when I get frozen up, I pause it, come back, and it seems like I'm moving now in real time. If y'all can see me on the bottom left side of your screen. Alright, let me take a sip of dark. Take a sip of black coffee. This is all black, no sugar, no cream. Just black coffee. And it's pretty good. Okay, so this is where we're going to start off. After a short but uncanny embrace, Fred gave the peace sign, adjusted his fedora so that the back was angled farther up, then walked toward the cooler to retrieve another beer. Suge, now visibly shaken, looked at his granddaughter before saying, "Baby, please don't ever be like your daddy." "I won't," she said. "I won't," she replied. "Okay, baby girl." Let me see. I love these beats, man. I love these beats. No, it looks like I'm frozen again. Okay, I'm back. There we go. Let's start it from the top. After a short but uncanny embrace. Let me turn this down a little bit. After a short but uncanny embrace, Fred gave the peace sign, adjusted his fedora so that the back was angled from... Oh boy, man, y'all just don't know that. The hardest thing to do in the morning is simply wake up, get a couple... This is what I did this morning. I woke up, made my bed, spoke to my wife a little bit, made some coffee, came upstairs, and started writing. So, that's not easy. The writing part. I'm making it though. After the short but uncanny embrace, Fred gave the peace sign, adjusted his fedora so that the back was angled further up. I don't know why. Why would he do that? Adjusted his fedora. This is adjusted his fedora. And I gotta make sure he's wearing a fedora. After the short but uncanny embrace, Fred gave the peace sign, adjusted his fedora. Then walked toward the cooler to retrieve another beer. Suge was visibly shaken. Suge, now visibly shaken. Is Suge shaking? Suge is a beast, man. I don't know about shaking. What about dazed? Let's say dazed, because shaken sounds more like he's scared. He Suge been to Vietnam, man. He's not shaking. Suge, now visibly dazed, looked at his granddaughter before saying, "Baby, please don't ever be like your daddy." "I won't," she replied. "Okay, baby. Okay, baby girl. Now you know I ain't got no other choice but to believe you." I got a note over here. Come back to the drink. Make it apparent that it is having an effect. Also, bring back the imp. Okay. When it was officially time to chow down, there wasn't a lot of talking. When it was officially time to chow down, there wasn't a lot of talking. "This food is too good," someone exclaimed while chomping down on a steaming fried chicken leg. Other than the occasional belch before an "excuse me," no, we don't have to do that, and other subtle sounds of satisfaction, Al Green was playing at a moderate level on the colorful flashing speakers. The night was special in that Suge was the birthday boy. He was with good friends and family. After the fulfilling meal, Edna brought over the beautifully dressed jelly cake. The night was special in that Suge was the birthday boy. He was with good friends and family. After the fulfilling meal, Edna brought over the see that just is too much going on with too many syllables or something. I don't know. After a fulfilling meal, Edna presented the beautifully, yes, brought over. It's just presented sounds better, I guess. We'll see. After the fulfilling meal, Edna presented the delightfully dressed jelly cake, Suge's favorite, and courtesy of Miss Thomasina Moore, a childhood friend of Suge. Though Suge had turned 88 and it looked to be 200 dancing candles, it only held 20 or so. A task that was nearly impossible when it came to lighting. I promise y'all, when this is done, there's not gonna be all this stopping and going. I'm writing and I'm editing and I'm adding, deleting. I'm thinking about how it sounds phonetically. Anyways, though Suge had turned 88 and it looked to be 200 dancing candles, it only held 20 or so. The cake only held 20 or so. The cake only held 20 or so. A task that was nearly impossible when it came to lighting. Okay. It still sounds a little strange, weird. It doesn't really sound right, but this is part of the whole process. It wasn't anything special about the jelly cake. No fancy writing spelling out the name Suge. in a twirling cursive paste of sugar. No, there was nothing special at all, not on the outside anyway. It had only been adorned with Thomasina's famous caramel rum glaze, and of course 5 or so sliced pineapples, also a favorite of Suge's. To Suge, 88 years had gone by like the wind as he stared at the candles while everyone sung the happy birthday song, memories of his youth. Should be some balloons here too, right? As he stared at the candles while everyone sung the happy birthday song, memories of his youth ran through his head just like a movie. "Well, Suge, ain't you gonna blow out the candles?" said Henry. Henry quit hurrying the man, Edna griped. "Want me to blow him out?" asked Frederick Sr. "Y'all just hold on one cotton picking minute," Suge growled. "Boy, I'd be a fool to put you near any kind of flame. All that ethanol in your breath, you liable to blow all of us to smithereens," he added. "Y'all just give me a minute while I get my thoughts together. At my age, I can't afford to go wasting wishes." "Amen," said Mrs. Albertson, her eyes on a taunting rib. Okay. At this point, Suge's eyes were closed tight. It was apparent that raining thoughts were landing heavy. Some way or another, his mind had gone back to the alligator he'd seen that day at the waterhole. A wrinkling brow grew tighter with every passing second. What did Suge wish? Okay. "Now y'all back up a little so I can get some air," said Suge finally. With licking flames hovering over 20 plus melting candles, the smell of liquefying wax was in the air. Excuse me. The aromas, the laughter and smiles, they were all blended with anticipation. All right, I'm gonna have to pause it for a second. With anticipation, taking a deep breath, filling his lungs with oxygen, he held on a second or two before finally letting it all out. When he was done, all that had been left from the once illuminated cake was the fading smoke, giving proof that fire was once there. So eventually, y'all, I'm going to begin to get good at this. I know it's 131 videos and I'm still reading horribly, but please believe me, I'm not just, some of it is me, my eyes playing tricks on me. Yeah, some of it is. But that's the part I'm not even worried about that part. The part I'm worried about is people turning on this video and be like, this guy's a writer? And not realizing, even though I've said it 1,000 times, I'm also editing in my head. So just now when I read, when he was done, all that had been left from the once illuminated cake was the fading smoke, giving proof that fire was once there. I'm reading that, flipping that sentence over and over in my head, thinking to myself, wait a minute, does that make sense? Can I say that a different way? Should I cut some out? Should I add some more? It's about 1,000 things, just that one sentence. So I'm not worried about it, man. I'm just like, hey, like I said, if you got this far in this video, hey, I thank you. Because I know it can't be easy. That's why I tell people, when you want to go to sleep at night, just put me on. when you driving from North Carolina to Boston, Massachusetts, put me on. When you're flying from New York to California, put me on. I guess you would have to save the videos to do that, but hey, save the videos. Because this particular book here is a diamond in the rough, and right now all I'm doing is I'm trimming all the fat. You know, I'm getting down to that those carrots. You know, I'm bringing out the carrots. This is a diamond in the rough, and this book right here, on the record again, I'm saying that a lot these days. This book right here, you wanna be a part of this thing. I'm telling you. All right, let's get back to the story. When he was done, all that had been left. See that part there. Let's just say all that had been. And I'll have some editors come in here, and it won't be the editor I used for Illmatic because those people were. Let me tell you a quick story, and I'll get out of here. Illmatic, my last book, I paid pretty good money to have that edited. I'll give you one prime example of why I knew I had made the wrong choice. I made the wrong choice, but at the same time, it was one of those things. Sometimes you got to fall off the bicycle to learn how to ride the bicycle. You know what I mean? If you're going from your house to grandma's house and you fall off the bicycle and roll and land in a ditch, you know the next time you go, okay, I can't do this, or whatever it was that caused you to fall. I can't do that again. That's what that experience was. But it was also the trip going to grandma's house. I know I'm going to grandma's house. So anybody that knows anything about hip hop, and if you are my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, you know you've heard of the group, the Boogie Down Production. Matter of fact, where's my phone at? The Boogie Down Production. Wait a minute, I might have just said that wrong myself. My bad. I think it's Boogie Down Production. It's just Boogie Down. Boogie Down Production. I'm trying to find it. You know, sometimes Siri just don't. She does what she want to do. I have my suspicions. Boogie Down. Yes, I said the Boogie Down. I said the Boogie Down Production because that's the thing I wanted to point out. It's Boogie Down Productions. That's the name of the group. And I put that in Illmatic. And it was other things like that. When they did the edit, it came back and corrected Boogie Down Productions, because I show you I had it written out right the first time. It came back the Boogie Down Productions. I'm like, what do you mean the Boogie Down Productions? She has no idea. The person who was doing the editing had no idea. It had zero history of rap, hip hop music. Zero history. And before I even had them edit, I requested someone. I had requested a female black Southern editor. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have several editors. Yes, we'll make sure. And it was so many things that came back where it was like, no, you can't be. If you were black, female, and Southern, and around my age, you would know these things. You wouldn't have all these different corrections correcting me about certain things. And that's just one that stood out. But Boogie Down Productions, she corrected that to the Boogie Down Production. And several times, because I had written it a few times. And I was like, well. And it was like, when I got the edit back, the first paragraph, I'm like, wait a minute. The first paragraph in chapter 1, I'm like, this can't be. I can't believe I paid all this money for this, you know? She focused on a few scenes where she said it was borderline sexual assault. That really hurt me. And I had to ask people who had read the book afterwards, did you see at any point that there was some sexual assault going on in the story? And the people looking at me like, what? What are you talking about? Where? And I was like, okay. Okay. I think I made the wrong choice, but that's all right. I'm not going to mention the name. I will. Yeah. Right Your Wrongs. That's the name of the company. Right Your Wrongs, I think it's called. And I kind of picked that company because, my handle is Right This Way. And I was like, Right Your Wrongs. Oh, that sounds, it's spelled, right is spelled WRITE. Look them up. Afterwards, the parched man took a gulp of Edna's lemonade. One gulp that emptied the cup. He exhaled with relief and immediately remembered the taste. Okay. After all, who wanted a slice? Oh man, I gotta fix some things, y'all. But I think I just ran out of gas. Talking about that company. Let's do this. shit. Oh shit. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how to. So all of this is purple. Yeah, it's gotta be purple because I may have to move that, but I had to write it because it has to be some kind of reaction. Please don't think that anything is set in stone. Like, I know this, what I just wrote. I'm trying to make things mesh. I'm trying to make it mesh. I'm trying to bring about this particular scene, and I'm having issues getting there, but I'll get there. That's wrong. Okay. Y'all, please bear with me. I'm having some trouble getting through this scene because I got to make this magic pop the right way. I gotta make this magic pop the right way. That's all I can say. Anyways, it's been 29 minutes. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. But man. All right. Yeah. This is where I stopped yesterday. All right, let's see here. All right, so after all, who wanted a slice was given a portion. Henry put the music back on in an attempt to dissolve the situation. Resolve the situation to, let's say, not dissolve, to all right, we'll figure that out later. To no one's surprise, Frederick Sr. stood from his seat. "Which one of you beautiful ladies want a boogie?" he said with a heavy slur. With everyone seated at a different section of the garage, some at the table, others at smaller fold-out tables, they all stared as he stumbled around while shadow dancing with himself, searching for the beat, laughing momentarily loud enough and with enough fake enthusiasm to seem not bothered by her drunken father. Lily sprung from her seat. What about the gifts? What about the gifts after he? It's a lot. Writing is a lot, man. So I got to go back after he blows out the candles. All right. Let's write it right here. He needs to, at least I gotta acknowledge the gifts, you know what I mean? Because a reader is gonna be like, what about the gifts? Say something about his gifts. All right. And I'm going to, because I'm going to reread this. I'm going to make this purple as well. So I'll know that I need to pay attention to that line and read that note tomorrow. All right. It's a lot, y'all. But I got to get out of here. So y'all be blessed. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Let me go ahead. We're going to take it back from the top again. We're going to keep massaging this thing until we get it somewhat. Chapter 6 is going to be that turning point. Chapter 6 is where it's going to be like, I'm on page 57. So chapter 6 is going to be, oh wow, this story is going here. Chapter 6 is going to be that thing. I mean, it's gonna snatch the reader in from the very beginning, out of curiosity and anticipation, to know what's gonna happen or what's going on related to the title, Bajillion. You know, there's a bad guy that's gonna come on the scene. I think I showed you guys a possible picture of the bad guy. Not necessarily a bad guy, you know, but this picture right here. And this is an AI generated picture. This is one picture. Let me show you the other picture. This is obviously Donald Trump. It's AI, but this is not my picture. This is somebody else's picture. And I tried to contact the person who generated this picture through AI, and I can't. You know, not right now. I can't, anyways. But this is one picture. There's Donald Trump, a black Donald Trump, I guess you can say, or Donald Trump with an afro or whatever. And I want this to be a character. I want this to be a more so bad guy than good guy. But let me show you another picture. Hold on. All right, so here's the other picture, AI generated. And this is a picture of Donald Trump combined with Barack Obama. And this is another, maybe it'll be another one. But I want this to be a complicated character. I'll just say that. A bad guy, more so than good, but it has some good in him. And this may not even be a guaranteed thing. I don't even know right now. I wish I had at least maybe 35 people that watched my videos consistently so I could get some feedback. But this is also AI generated, and this is the one I generated. As you can see, it does look like Barack Obama. I think it looks more like Barack Obama than Trump, but this is definitely Trump's hairdo right here. This is definitely his hair and maybe his forehead. And then there's a birthmark. It's not really a birthmark. It's just when you do AI does all sorts of things. American flag right here. So I wanted to make that birthmark something. You know what I mean? I may shape it in the shape of South Carolina, with the help of my daughter. But I want this character because, as you know, Frederick has done this deal for the moonshine. Suge has a batch of moonshine, but it has the mushrooms in it, and it's not going to be a great product. This is the stuff that they're drinking at the party right now, mixed with Edna's lemonade. So these people are headed Well, this guy here, I think his name is going to be Chino or something like that. Gino, I keep hearing that, some kind of something into my head. But this guy, either the other one, is going to be headed to the party to see what's going on as far as, the product, and he's a I think he may also be related to Frederick, and this may be Frederick's cousin, but whatever the case is, this is another character that I have in the back of my head. That's another character. So those are the two characters. That one I just showed you, and this one, as you can see, the name is Chino Evil. This character right here. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to make some kind of comparison. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but this is where I'm being pulled. And most writers will tell you can have most writers like me, I'm a gardener. I'm not an outline writer. I don't outline. I've never really outlined anything. I let the story do what it wants to do. And this story is pulling me in that direction. So, with all that being said, man, thank y'all for stopping by. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Till next time, y'all be blessed. I'm out.